If you're a cowboy, you've no doubt heard about End of Trail, the biggest wingding in cowboy shooting. If you're a cowboy, you've no doubt heard about End of Trail, the biggest wingding in cowboy shooting. But what about beginning of trail? Well, that's called Shootout at Mule Camp, and it's the next stop down the Heritage Trail.
The history of the West is perhaps remembered best when the cowboys a sass strap on their guns. A posse from today riding into yesterday, replaying how the West was really won. The single action shooters, they're a society of Western buffs, historians, and big kids just like me. We never really grew up, we probably never will. We'll just die with our boots on and end up on Boot Hill. Stage number one, it's not for the faint of heart. You'll need 3 guns and 30 rounds before the shooting starts. Then just like Wyatt Earp or our heroes Roy and Gene, you'll save the day, the cowboy way, guns blazing fantasies. The history of the West is perhaps remembered best when the cowboys a sass strap on their guns. Stage number 10, it's the last one of the day. So far your aim's been steady, your legend's grown along the way. With your Colts and your rifle and your beat-up old shotgun, you've blazed yourself some happy trails as you ride into the sun. The history of the West is perhaps remembered best when the cowboys a sass strap on their guns. That posse from today riding into yesterday, replaying how the West was really won. The single action shooters, they're a society of Western buffs, historians, and big kids just like me. We never really grew up, we probably never will. We'll just die with our boots on and end up on Boot Hill. The history of the West is perhaps remembered best when the cowboys a sass strap on their guns.
Hey, I'm Tornado Alley.
And I'm Fanny Kickenshig.
We're actually sisters in sass. Our characters were born about 1850, 1852, and grew up in the South and migrated to the West and became cowgirls. This one's an entertainer.
Woohoo! I own the Bottoms Up Saloon. This weekend, since there's a B-Western theme, we decided to go all out and do B-Western.
And I am a rancher's wife, and unfortunately he passed away, so now I'm just a rancher, and I own the Bell Ranch in Wyoming. And so we're here just having a good time, just playing the part.
Well, we're B-Western Indians, and we tried to put dark makeup on our faces like they did in the movies, and you know, from here down, the chin down, we're white. And but they use white women in the movies instead of real Indian women. So that's what we're doing for today.
Of course, Mule Camp is all about shooting. After all, this is the Southeast Regional Championship of cowboy shooting. But there is so much more to do. Take, for instance, continuous entertainment for the entire event.
You haven't known, and people say, what do you do besides talk and teach? Well, you know, I do a little magic, legerdemain.
Victorians had ways that they would cheat, because after all, we're all women, whether we lived 150 years ago or whether we live now. And they use things like fake hair and little hats to hide when their hair didn't come out right, the same as we do now. So I'm happy to bring with you today this brand new show for you about corsets, underwear, parasols, old shoes. How can you take what the modern woman has and adapt it to work to look Victorian
Ladies and
style.
gentlemen, is the mystery of the silver rings presented to you by Doug Johnson, as taught to him by fooling you.
I watched him every Saturday. Yes, I tuned in faithfully as he rode that great blonde stallion. He was molding part of me. I guess he was my hero. He was honest, brave, and true. Even now when life gets to me, I wonder what he'd do. I spent hours and days just playing on a stick horse I had tamed. He was the smartest horse in movies. You know Trigger was his name. We were always chasing outlaws, righting wrongs and finding clues. Never doubting the final outcome, cause we knew what Roy could do. What would the king of the cowboys do, standing in my boots? Could he recognize the bad guys? Would he fight or would he shoot? It's hard to wear your white hat today and make it through, but I've never been too wrong yet, wondering what old Roy would do.
A while back, a friend of mine told me he didn't think there was any happiness left in the world. I just kind of smiled and said, "You've never been to Mule Camp, have you?"
Caitlin Rose just got through shooting stage number 10. It's a good stage. You're picking guns up and moving with him, although very safely. Mule Camp is great. I started this about a year ago, and I'm addicted. I have never met a nicer bunch of people in my entire life till now.
My name's Muggy on Drifter. I'm from Minnesota. We came down, it's our second year down here at Mule Camp. We absolutely love it down here. It's just fantastic shooting. This stage, all the stages are just perfectly set up and built for the shooter. They're a lot of fun, and that's what makes us keep coming back. Thanks a lot.
Phoenix from Minnesota. We shoot for Cedar Valley Vigilantes in Morristown. We're out here at Mule Camp. It is hot, but it's very fun. We just got done shooting stage 7, and we're having a blast here, so thanks for everything.
I am Hard-Hearted Hannah, the band from Savannah, from Parker, Arizona. Been shooting a year, and I'm here with Ray Gunner and Old Tiger. I'm having the time of my life, but then I always do.
I'm Rotten Belly from Tampa, Florida. Renegade of the early 1870s. Got a mixture of costume, a Lincoln hat, Civil War canteen, time of transition there in the late 60s and 70s, conversion pistols. Mule Camp, I look forward to it every year. I'm going to do it the rest of my life.
Camp Blue, we're going to be in the big tent tonight for the costume contest and the big party, and not only that, but this is casino night. We're going to become rich and famous beyond our wildest dreams. If you stay with me, you'll be wearing potatoes the size of diamonds.
Come down here to Georgia on old Nellie, our mule, for the big shootout at Mule Camp here in Georgia. And it's the Big B, and the Big B stands for Bucks of Blue, and that is me, darling.
Hello there, my name is Stubb. Just want you to know that I'm also a preacher, Baptist preacher. This is one of the few games that we can play and feel confident with it, feel good about it. We have a cowboy church on Sunday morning at Mule Camp.
We're on the road then.
And if you've never been here, we want to tell you to come on. You're missing a good time. We just want you to say, come on.
Cowboy Church was first started by rodeo cowboys who found themselves on the road every Sunday and needed a way to worship. The phenomenon caught on not only in the West but all over the country. Each year at Mule Camp, cowboy church is offered to participants who are away from their home church and still want to worship God. Each year the numbers of people in the services has grown. Cowboy preachers around the country proclaim the gospel the cowboy way and are finding that people who just won't go to a conventional church feel more comfortable when the experience includes denim jeans and cowboy hats.
Hey, I'm Reverend Will U. Seymour. We welcome you to Mule Camp, and we're just finished shooting this stage, and it's a lot of fun. You know, the West was won by men with a gun in one hand and a Bible in the other. Amen.